Hey, what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on socials.
Absolutely. I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy back. Glad to be back. Another episode for 2022, man. We cooking along. Gonna get back in the studio as we promised you guys.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Don't worry about that. And that's in our near future. And speaking of that, we're going to be talking about the future on this episode. So it's going to be pretty dope.
Absolutely. But Corona's still out there making a killing. So we playing it safe.
This is true.
So, we still quarantined up, giving it to you raw like we do at the On Deck TV podcast. This week, 2022 predictions, as Animal Brown said. Also, Corday dropped a track list from his sophomore effort, Bird's Eye View. We'll talk about what we think that's going to entail. Humo D had a rapper report card that he did. It resurfaced, and 2 Chainz dropped a new single as well. We want to know that make you excited about his album, but we will start with another podcast news. Higher Learning, if you've ever heard of it. Shout out my guy Van. They be cooking over there, him and Rachel Lindsay. Your boy Reason was on there from TDE fame, the rapper. We like him, friend of the show. People like Reason. But Reason was in, I don't know, was it the edibles out in Cali or what it was, but he got on Beyonce's internet, aka Higher Learning's podcast, and he said, wait for it, that Fabolous, yes, Fabolous, is a better rapper than Andre 3000. Mm-hmm. Since that's happened, there's an APB that was put out. Reason is no longer allowed in Atlanta. There has been, I'm joking. I'm only joking. Animal Brown, I do want to know, though, what do you think about that take? Do you see his point?
Yeah, his whole thing was that Fab is a better rapper because, quote, he out-rapped Lil Wayne. He said, if you can out-rap Lil Wayne, then you can out-rap Andre 3000. So he's not only saying that Fab is better, but he's also saying that Wayne is better in that statement too. He said he can go verse for verse with Fab versus Andre 3000. And now he has a point there because Fab has more material out. Right. And that's where, if you were to say that Fab was better, I could give you that. Fab has hella solo records, has hella mixtapes, has hella features. And let's be very clear, Fab can rap his ass off. Whole ass. Like, dude is cold. Say what you want about the albums. Maybe they were too commercial. Say what you want about his newer material that he may or may not have retired at this point. Who knows? But he can rap. Like, he is very, very skilled and talented at bars. And he would give Andre 3000 a run for his money. I can't jump out on the limb and say that he's better, though, bar for bar. That's tough, but it's closer than people think.
No, it's not. This is ridiculous. I have no idea. Actually, the Andre 3000 needs an album take is tired in 2022. I think we're over the point of wondering, especially after the Donda verse, if Andre could put out a good album. Even when he came out with the solo kinda album, when he and Andre did it with the speaker box, he like toyed with niggas. I'm gonna sing, do melodies all the way over here, and now here we go 20 years later, everybody's doing that. So niggas can miss me with he needs to put out an album. You can miss me with he don't have enough material, because truth be told, it's potent enough. He has enough verses to show like no one can fuck with me. Like, and I feel like the reason all the people that say, oh, well, Andre needs an album, that's just a selfish take. You've seen what he's done, Rick Ross's album, T.I.'s album, probably. I don't know. I can't think of a song that he and Wayne are on together, so I ain't going to say that he's murdered Wayne on the track, but undoubtedly he can.
They do have never heard together, though.
And he murdered him. And I don't even got to remember what the song is.
It's on that Idlewild soundtrack, and that's one of Wayne's best verses.
Cool. But my point is, there ain't a nigga that's getting on a track that's out rapping Andre. From a creativity standpoint, from an artist standpoint, Reason did specify just bars and said he could pull out verses. Even with that being said, if I can take what Andre was doing at Outkast, or I can just take features, whichever way Reason want to do it, and I'm going to give you 20 better verses than Fab has.
Ooh.
It's just the fact of the matter, because Andre is better. Like the depth of his like bars and the stuff that he raps about is a lot more relevant, a lot more potent still today, even without putting verses out, than Fab.
Here's the thing. All right, so let's say this. Fabolous has, I'm looking up how many albums Fabolous has.
Okay.
He has a lot. The nigga has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
About
6.
8, right?
He has 7 albums, countless mixtapes. So he has used more bars in the clip, an infinite amount more than Andre 3000 has, dude, who hasn't put out a solo project, who's never put out a solo rapping project. So you have to be able to rap at a high level on a consistent basis for the past 20 years. That's what Fab has been doing. Andre 3000 has rapped at a high level when he's felt like it for the past 20 years. That's different. That's why that has to come into play. And you just got more to choose from with Fab. You can pull 20 verses, bro, and he going to give 20 Andre 3000 verses a run for their money. I'll put that on everything, bro. Yeah, like it's going to be closer than people think. That's all. I'm not saying he would win. I'm saying it's closer.
You're right, because Fab is a good rapper. He's a great rapper. He's a great rapper. I'll give you that. Just like Van said, we love Fab. I respect what he's done out his career through 20 years. You're right. That being said, Andre is a different animal. Like Andre is something different. Like you still reference verses from Aquemini. Even with the verses that he has, he's telling you in the verses, like, I done raised niggas off my songs. I'll quote a song that I said I listen to every day with the What a Job. When he's talking from the sense of, oh man, these people stopped me at the mall and they say, hey, we used to listen to you in high school. We used to get high to you in college. Now we're married and we listen to you while we're on our way to work, all tying it into the song that I'm on. Fab don't do that. That's over his head. And that's not to say that he's not great. That's not to say that he isn't a great rapper, like you said, but he just ain't what Andre is. He hasn't put in the things that Andre have put in as far as these verses. And that's why I can't give you 20 years worth of shit with this type of shit I'm giving you. This nigga's like giving birth when he on the track. I can't do that every year, all year for you selfish niggas. I'm giving you the best that I got here 2-3 years. And I just want to read a text that I got from a Fab fan, because as we were preparing for this, I thought about it. I said, okay, well, what's Fab's best verse, period? So I asked J Hove, a Fab fan, and he said it's probably that Don't Stop, Won't Stop or that Breathe, either one. To my point, and I'm just reading this even before I was started talking and made that point against you. Here's what J Hove said. He said his bars are so sensitive that they don't age well because that shit that he's talking about is played out.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have any wasted bars. That's the gist of what I'm trying to say. Yes, he can rap his ass off if we were listening to it in 1996. The shit that Andre dropped in 1996 is still gonna bang today. Now, I'm not saying all the Fab shit don't age well, but the majority of it, you can't play it against Andre shit. Like Andre shit just too potent.
If y'all need some go-to Fab verses, go to his verse on Dave East Karma 2. It's called Leveling Up, where he did the Duke, where he strung together the Duke players and Leveling Up,
a beast, man,
featuring Fabolous, dude. Listen to that. Listen to him and Jada on the Soul Food. More passport stamps, less trips to Miami. Go listen to that. He went on a run. People forget, but before we move on, he went on a run with the NBA bars when he was tying together the playoff teams. Dude, like, yes, I get it. That stuff has a shelf life. I understand that. But man, dude, that's it. But it's just cold. And he can go, if he only rap once a year, my nigga, he would sound like what you're talking about, bro.
No, he would not. He ain't got that. Don't do that.
Shit.
Like Andre, even though it's only once a year, he's really one of the few niggas that's doing it. Like niggas ain't giving you them Return of the G verses. Like still today from equipment, now you put that on right now, it's gonna sound like it came out yesterday. Nigga, like, damn. Nigga was mad at somebody. We recorded this. Nigga was 25 years ago. So
that's fair.
Give me Andre. But I get it with the majority of the work out there. It's just a lazy tech.
Interesting convo, man, with Reason. Random Reason appearance, though. Shout out to him, though. We fuck with him.
He fuck with Van, though. Van
okay.
Speaks very highly of him on that podcast. So
fair enough.
Reason's a dope artist, man. We're gonna talk about him later.
Absolutely, man. Next up, YBN, the artist formerly known as YBN Corday. Mr. Corday Amari Dunstan. All right. He is dropping his highly anticipated second album. Of course, he's coming off that first one, The Lost Boy, critically acclaimed, very successful. He just released a track list for the new joint. It's called Bird's Eye View, scale of 1 to 5. How hype are you for this Corday?
About a 3. And that's no fault to him. I think he's done a hell of a job with preparing us for this album. The single that he had out, the song with Wayne was fire. Yeah. It's good. Corday, especially after that first album, my expectations were very high for him. And again, to no fault of his own, COVID had a lot to do with it. We were in the house. He's just not the type of artist where I feel like that he would have been able to hit his peak since we weren't outside and get the traction that he needed to. So with all of that being said, it's about average. It's not anything that he can do other than rap, because he's not that type of guy that's going to give you an Instagram scandal or go back and forth with someone on Twitter or diss someone randomly to make you listen to his album. He feels like that the bars are enough, and they should be. That's great. It just doesn't translate as well in 2022 when we're talking about prepping people for an album, getting people prepared for it, making a wave about it. And again, I'm a fan, so I'm looking forward to it, but it's still at about a 3 because there's just nothing major around it. Even with the track list dropping, he could have short of Jay-Z on there, anybody, and I wouldn't be like, oh shit, I got to run and listen to that at midnight. And I just don't think that Corday is that type of artist. That doesn't say that I don't think that the album will be banging. Where are you 1 to 5?
Yeah, I'm high on it. What's funny is you mentioned he doesn't do the songs about people and stuff. And one of his biggest, well, not biggest, but one of the records that kind of got him in the door was that response he did to J. Cole's 1985 called Old Niggas, which was super dope when he was in the barber chair in the video, kind of a response to J. Cole. But I'm at about a 4.2. Reason being, wow, I'm excited because I was a big fan of the EP that he dropped last year. I thought that shit was super dope. And it grew on me. Like EPs, it's really tough. It's like 4 tracks. It's really easy for me to listen to it one time and be like, okay, it ain't what I expected. Next, delete, remove from my library. But I ran it back and it grew on me every time I listened to it, and I heard the growth in it. So I was like, damn, like he's spitting. He picked some different type of records, and he's kind of stepping out of his lane a little bit with some of the harmonizing and with some of the collabs, because he had Young Thug on there, which you traditionally wouldn't pair them together. So he dropped a single last year that was just a little cool. It didn't make a lot of waves. It's called Super. And then he dropped the one with Wayne, like you said, which was pretty nice. I do fuck with that, but it didn't blow my mind away. So that's why I'm about a 4.2, 4.3. Now, these features are interesting. There's not a lot of them, thankfully, because you really don't need that. But of course, he's got the aforementioned Wayne on here. The record that everybody's talking about is the Champagne Glasses with Freddie Gibbs, Nas, and Stevie Wonder. What the fuck does that sound like? Like, that is ridiculous. Like, that's what we want to hear. That's what I want to hear. I might just go straight to that first.
Why is Freddie Gibbs on?
That's an insane lineup, though, dude. Like Stevie. Last time we heard Stevie Wonder, well, he was on the was it the Drake?
Blowing the harmonica, bodying it.
Killed it. That's what I'm saying. God. And he killed it. So that's why I said I'm excited for it, man. And I think he's got a very high ceiling. Remember, we looked at him like, is he like the Cole?
Yeah, we thought he was the next guy.
This generation's Cole, bro. So let's see. This will tell a lot. That's all I'm gonna say.
And to be clear on my end, to no fault of his own, I no longer consider him the next Cole of that generation. But that's just because I don't see the game moving forward that way. I don't think that we'll rank people 1, 2, 3 anymore. I think Drake, Kendrick, Cole, that was the last of that. I don't think you can have a 1, 2, 3 unanimously as that one ever again. So that's the only reason why, because you're just gonna have different pockets of people that listen to different pockets of things. Like you have some people that think King Von is the best and the drill movement, and then you have some people like Corday, and it's just gonna be different in my opinion. But yeah, I can't wait to hear the Champagne Glasses. He got a song with Eminem. He got Roddy Ricch on here. They spent some money on this album, so
a little bit. Yeah, the names ain't small except Gunna.
Dirk on here. Her is on here. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Except Gunna was nuts. She been hating on
except Gunna. That's the only one that really don't matter. But other than that,
I hate to be you riding outside in Atlanta. Been hating on Gunna for the last 2 weeks, man. That man getting it in, man.
But no, I'm interested to see what it sound like, man. It'll definitely be in rotation this weekend.
Absolutely. Speaking of rotation and old school rapper Kool Moe Dee, he made a rapper report card that got back into rotation this week for some reason. This was made in the 80s, they claim.
80s. He made two, one in the late 80s, one in the late 90s.
Ah, okay, which explains the one with Master P and Jay-Z on there.
Yep.
My question to you, this was an in-depth list. It was pretty cool as far as making the different categories. Did you look at it as just another list, or was it dope?
No, I like this. Especially considering that this was done late 90s. He was on to something. He just didn't know it. And just for people that haven't seen it, number one, it'll be on our Instagram stories at On Deck TV at On Deck TV show. So y'all take a look at it. But it's a report card that's broken down into several categories. Real quick: vocabulary, articulation, creativity, originality, versatility, voice, record, stage presence, sticking to themes, innovative rhymes. And there's a number between 1 and 10 for each of those categories. And then when you add them up, that'll give you an average with a letter grade. So first of all, I really like the categories. I fuck with that.
Dope.
That's dope. And some interesting ones that stood out on here. You can tell this was late 90s because Jay averaged out to an 82, which is insane. He had a 7 vocabulary. Where are they doing that at? Like you said, there's hella artists on here. P, DMX, Ice Cube. Very dope idea. This will be cool. Remember when somebody came out with the rap, like the 2K? When there was like the 2K card, there was like attributes and shit. This kind of reminds me of like an older version of that. Very dope. Relatively accurate. There's not many 6s. There's like 3 6s and everything else is 7s and up. So, and these are all big names too. So I mean, you wouldn't have a 3 on here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all big names, niggas that was eating. So it was a super dope list, man. I fuck with this.
Yes, I like this from the fact it was someone like Kool Moe Dee is a good rapper for his generation. So it was someone who was in the mix, that kind of knew the ins and the outs of, what makes a good quote unquote MC. So I did like to see someone who was active in the game and who did their thing, give their opinion, because you rarely get to see that. Funny to me that the thing that stuck out to you was Jay-Z being an 82. For me, it was Master P having the lowest grade on here. I don't really like that.
He was tied for the lowest grade.
Who was
tied? He has a 76, and so does Too Short.
Let's hate to compare.
Mace has a 79. So
that threw me. But again, it's a great list. I like the categories. This is a really dope thing. Kool Moe Dee, I'm not sure if he could do it today, but what it did make me think of is what rapper, if anyone, could do this today with their contemporaries and make it relevant and put enough thought to it where you would consider it accurate. You think anybody?
That's tough, man. Probably Jay. Jay probably pays the most.
Jay-Z?
Yeah, I think he pays attention to people.
I don't believe that. He don't care.
What?
I don't think he cares.
Jay got his ear to the street, nigga. He on some rapidy rap shit, bro. He into this shit like this.
Really? I don't believe that.
The fact that there's only 2 down south rappers on this whole list.
That's nuts. We need to do a down south version of this. And I think J. Cole could do a list like this.
Because he give Young Thug 10s across the board, and it will automatically null and void his report card.
You're a Young Thug hater. I think that first of all, Young Thug would be get a good grade, but I also think that he would, like J. Cole to me, pays enough attention to it. Like you spoke of the 1984 song, he kind of addressed the game at that point. He's one of the few people I think that pays attention enough to the game that could give you an accurate report card of his peers. I look for one from him, and maybe even your boy Drake. Drake pays attention enough too. He pays attention enough too. So I would love to see that. But his will probably be like R&B, and he'd add like pop artists and shit in there to throw it off. But this would be dope. This would be a dope thing to do. I'll take a look at this and try to put something together. But that's cool.
For the record, the highest grades on here, Lauryn Hill was a 97. Biggie was a 95, and Pac was a 93. And Busta Rhymes was a 93, which just killed the whole list, honestly.
The Lauryn Hill 97 kills it more for me.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
You should have led with that instead of the P shit. That Busta Rhymes in 93 is disgusting.
This nigga gave Lauryn Hill straight 10s in vocabulary, articulation, creativity, originality, and versatility.
I'm not mad at that though.
I can't do it.
I'm not mad at that. Which one of those is not a 10? Dude? Like, I'm not mad, and I'm not even like the biggest Lauryn Hill fan, but I'm not mad at that. Can't argue with that.
I feel like that's a strong sentiment to make if you just made the argument about Andre. Like, she got one album. Like, Andre gonna be straight
this was at the time, though.
Here. Huh?
This was done when that album came out. Who niggas didn't know she was gonna cut her hair and disappear.
That's true.
And then show up late to every show.
Adjusted, that definitely wouldn't be a 97 like that. Like, her grades falling. Snoop grade would go up. Jay-Z grade would go up too. And
yeah, 100%.
Master P grade gotta go up. We gotta get something
out of respect.
Yeah, just out of sheer respect.
I check that out in our stories, man, at On Deck TV Show on Instagram. One more topic before we get to these 2022 predictions / previews. Your man 2 Chainz announced his last trap themed album. Dope Don't Sell Itself will be coming soon. He just dropped his first single featuring Yo Boy 42 Doug. It is called $1 Million Worth of Game. Did that single make you more or less excited for his trap opus?
Trap opus is hilarious. I'm a 2 Chainz fan, man. As you mentioned, I love Doug too. Detroit repping. As far as their music scene, I love it. But this didn't really do anything for me. It was more the same from 2 Chainz. I'm not sure at this stage in 2 Chainz' career what he could really hit on. If he's gonna not do the trap shit, stop teasing it and go ahead and do that, because a new injection into what 2 Chainz is I feel like what his career needs right now. We don't need you going through the motions of another trap album just because you think that's gonna work. If there's another phase of the career that you want to get to, by all means get there, boss, because this one has reached its climax. Not to say that he isn't still doing a good job. I'm a 2 Chainz fan. I think that he still rips it. I just don't think the reception is the same amongst 2 Chainz. I think people have kind of gotten over it. They've kind of put him in a category to where he's a caricature. He's a loud, older rapper that re-identified himself as 2 Chainz. And it's like, 2 Chainz, like that's a caricature right now.
Yeah, for sure.
If he's trying to get to the next stage of his career, which I assume that he is with I'm going away from the trap theme, then go ahead and do it. Like, just get to that point. We don't need you to tease in and out of it. I know even with the last album, he said that was going to be the trap theme, slow soul versed album. And even it's just been like teasing that for too long. If you're done with that phase, get on with it. Give us the next phase of 2 Chainz and let us enjoy that. Stop dangling it. Pause.
Yeah. He also dropped a record last December called Mortgage Free. Now, he's saying that not only the single is out right now, y'all check, and there's a video out too. Y'all check that out. Shout out to 42 Doug repping the Pistons with the Grant Hill jerseys in the video. But he said the album is actually coming out this month. So we got 2 more Fridays left in January. So you'll be able to hear it pretty soon. The song is okay. The beat kind of hard though, but the song is just okay. I'm with you. It's time for him to transition into something a little more, in my opinion, something that's a little more accurate to where he is in this stage of his life, just being a boss. He owns a couple of restaurants down here. He got a couple of shows on TV or YouTube. He's doing this thing on a boss tip, and I would much rather hear him talk that talk. The trap shit sound, there's too many people doing it that, it makes more sense for them. This was cool when he was owning that lane a couple of years ago, but man, it's crowded now, 2 Chainz. Like, go ahead and step into that boss lane. I'd much rather hear about that. But the song it's just some look cool, man. It makes me less excited. Well, actually, you know what? It makes me more excited to get this phase of his career out of the way. And then you can level up, give us a 444 with some samples, a nice little sample-driven project, 12 tracks. I think he will body that shit, step outside the box with some of the producers. Like, I think that should be dope.
You know what needs to happen?
What's it?
He got to get that feature that he's been asking for from Jay-Z.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen now.
That's going to unlock the next phase of his career.
Not making songs like this.
But that's what I'm saying. Jay-Z needs to hear this. He needs to like take this under his wing as a one of the pillars of hip hop and understand that 2 Chainz, for the betterment of the game, needs that Jay-Z verse to unlock the next phase of his career. Like he needs that. So we can get that 2 Chainz that 2 Chainz wants to give us. And he stopped doing features with my guy 42 Doug and do features with Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to hear 2 Chainz do. Like the new 2 Chainz album should have Nas and Rick Ross and Jeezy. Like it should be an old nigga album. The lead single shouldn't be 42 Doug.
I agree. Would you, if Hit Boy said, I'm doing the next 2 Chainz?
I'd be excited. I'd be super excited for that. Because Hit Boy takes his time, as we've seen with these Nas albums, and he creates a world for you. But like Nas, I feel like I've heard someone said that Nas he got these bars and he had the vocals ready. He sent the vocals to Hit Boy, and Hit Boy just kind of created the sound around the vocals.
That's crazy.
How they were able to get these albums out so quickly. So I feel like the Hit Boy is in his creative bag right now, especially with people of that age group, to be able to say, I know what this needs. Let me bless it. 100% would be excited for that.
I was going to say, because I didn't know if there was if you were to be like, nah, then I ain't really feeling that. I was going to ask, like, who would you want him to lock in the studio with for just 2 weeks? That's just bang out 12.
That would be 100% it. You hit it on the nose. Hit Boy.
I can
Kanye
see that.
West. I can see Kanye too. Because him and Kanye. If he was to catch Kanye right now and they was like, you owe me these 12 for making good music hot when I was hot, or whatever happened with that, I could see that too. That would be fire.
He should have been on Donda.
Yes,
he should have been on Donda.
Absolutely should have been on Donda. That's his platform. That's his stage. Give me something like that. One of these verses that everybody else got on here and did. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good call. He definitely should have been on there. Fact.
I can see that, man. As we mentioned, 2 Chainz is apparently dropping in the next week or 2. We'll be looking forward to that. There's several other projects that are dropping. Let's jump into the not time machine, but we're gonna look into the crystal ball for 2022. Talk about the handful of confirmed releases. You know, it's early, man. People announce albums and then drop them 3 days later, so it's not many confirmed releases. But obviously, this Friday, we've got Corday. Then in the next Friday or 2, it'll be Chainz. Also confirmed this month. You tell me if any of these tickle your fancy. Joey Badass, NLE Chopper, Paper Route Empire, Long Live Dolph.
Definitely will fuck with that though.
And Earth Gang on the 28th Ghetto Gods.
That's a dope title. I like that.
That title hard as fuck.
That title hard. I ain't gonna lie. Nah. You know what? That Joey Badass, just because he's caught my eye more as an actor now, which has made me more curious about his rapping, how he was able to do that transition. So I will check that out. And he's talking big shit, saying the niggas ain't gonna be able to bite him now on this album, because he said he's pretty much kept the raps and ain't let as many people hear it. He felt like the people bit his previous shit when he let them hear it before. Earl Sweatshirt is confirmed. I'm excited about that. Earl is under the radar.
Stop.
Earl is hard, man. Don't do Earl like that, dude.
Oh, bro.
You an Earl hater. I fuck with Earl though.
No.
So I look forward to Earl some slaw,
nigga.
That's nuts.
Super Bowl slaw.
What you don't like about? What you don't like about?
I don't like his voice. I don't like his delivery either. I don't like any of that shit. I can't get into it.
Slow.
Yes, and he jackballed that. What's my boy? He jackballed that Bodie James, Bo Jackson verse. Man,
that's his cousin.
Jackballed that song.
That's his cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
You made that up. Won't be real.
No, he was.
Seriously? That's
he was on. What's that? Adam 22. What's the?
Okay.
Yeah, he said that's his cousin.
That's random.
He got him to start rapping. Ain't he from? Ain't Earl Sweatshirt from Detroit?
I didn't know. I thought he was on the West Coast.
Or Oakland, one of them.
Yeah, I thought he was on the West Coast.
Yeah, but he said that was his cousin.
So nothing blowing your mind in January. There's a couple in February. Conway, God Don't Make Mistakes, comes out the 25th of February.
Wait. You just gonna do Lil Durk like that?
Yeah.
The year that he had last year, you just gonna like gloss off. You didn't even mention his name.
Nah, I'm nuts. But there's no date. That's why I say that.
Okay.
It's allegedly coming in January, but we don't know.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, Conway should be interesting. Don't do that.
And now we have a category and we're going to discuss here is like who should take their year off.
Absolutely.
That is a candidate.
Crazy as hell.
Conway. Like, bro, like if these niggas is not gonna give us their fucking debut premiere albums and start just hitting us over the head with, and the projects are album quality, so it really I don't really mean that in a sense, but like it's just too much, dude.
I don't believe that.
It's too much. Like they can afford to take a year off and just do some other shit, like other than like at the top of the year. I don't need God Don't Make Mistakes from Conway. I just don't. Like you murdered it all year last year and the year before, my nigga. Like you're taking what you're doing as far as it's gonna go. It's time to do something to make that stuff bigger. If that makes any sense. Like I feel like that there's another level that he can get to, but he ain't gonna get there dropping God Don't Make Mistakes.
Shout out to my guy on Instagram. Damn, I forgot who it was, but they tagged me in Conway. Conway was on IG Live playing records off the album.
Mm-hmm.
And nigga, they sounded fire, nigga. Like,
but you know Conway can make good songs, dude. Like, what are we talking about though? Like, you know that he's gonna come out with a good song. Yeah, that's what it's about. But just like you hate on Gunna and have been hating on Gunna, it's about capturing a moment as well. And if you continue to just hit me over the head with God Don't Make Mistakes and all this other stuff, like there has to be a point in time where you capture these moments. Like Griselda had a moment about 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago. No, and I just feel like all they've done is just rapped.
We're not gonna do that.
That's it. Shout out my guy Benny though. You see, Benny ain't dropping now.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, not now, but that Tana Talk 4 is on the way though. That's on the way. That's coming this year.
Can't be.
Yeah,
mid-year, like June, like summertime.
He took the year off.
At least take a hiatus, huh?
He only dropped the EP last year though.
That's
with
cool.
The plugs I met too. So he kind of took semi-year off.
I'm really referring to Conway here.
Oh, okay.
Like that's it. Like what Benny's doing is cool. Like that Tana Talk will probably come out around June, which is when we should hear from all of them again. Like if I get another Hitler Wears Hermes in February, dude, that is too much. Come on, bro. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, Hitler ain't got no more Hermes left. He don't wore that shit already,
done, bro.
Done.
But again, I fuck with the whole Griselda. I like Conway. I like Benny. Everybody, I fuck with them. I just feel like they can give us a breather. Let other niggas come out and think they eat, and then come crush them in June for the summer.
So before we move on to projects we are anticipating, is there anyone else that you think absolutely should not drop? And anybody that you think absolutely needs to drop?
Yes, I have a list.
Talk to me.
Should not drop. First, J. Cole. J. Cole
is though.
Hope not. Please. He don't have to though. And I get it. J. Cole is a student of the game. He loves to do this. He's been doing this for the last couple of years. He told us he was going to take a break. He hasn't. He can take a year off. He don't have to, but he can take a year off. But I get it. J. Cole is in depth enough and he can give you enough to make it good, but he could take a year off.
He's trying to go somewhere on and kick his feet up. He's going to drop this last album, which is probably his last contractual agreement, or he's contractually obligated to. He's going to drop that fall off and get out of there.
That's cool. I could go a year with Dreamville. I could go a year with Earth Gangs and JIDs and just pumping those guys full-fledged as he started to do a couple of years ago with the Dreamville project and just putting everything in that and really not hearing from him. I could go for that.
For sure.
Next, I've been pushing this line for the longest. Rick Ross. Take a year, boss. Just develop the land out there. You're doing great. I promise you. We don't need another richer than I ever been. Just relax. Cut your grass, fly commercial, all of that stuff that you said you've been doing.
He acting now.
Shit. Act. I love it. I seen him on the Equalizer with Queen Latifah. Get it in the best way, but just we don't need another Ross album. The Baby.
Man, get the fuck out. He's not taking no year off, dude.
This is for me personally. I just don't want to hear.
That's a bad business decision.
For him, I don't think it would be a bad business decision because he needs to get lost. Another person that it wouldn't be a bad business decision for, and more serious than this one, is Travis Scott.
Now, that's a fact.
Take a vacation, bro. Get this shit off your mind. And again, condolences to the people that were hurt, injured, that lost their lives at that concert. Also to the young man, Travis Scott, whose career was this and it's been drastically altered. Take a year off. Go chill on the beach. Try to get back to who you are. Because I know he said this had him all out of sorts. So just try to get back to who you are. If it means being an artist again, to be that. But I feel like he should just remove himself from this for a year. Just
100%.
Step away. Yeah,
I agree.
You got people you think should take off?
You took a few of them. I mean, Travis Scott is number one. He needs to sit this year out for all the reasons that you named. Have your team on one side of the globe doing what they need to do, and you be on the other side of the globe with your feet in the sand. Just to clear your mind. I'm not saying like take a vacay, like nigga, I'm rich. No, get the right headspace, clear your mind, stay far away from that, disengage from social media. All of that shit, dude. Like, just get low, get your mind right, and come back refreshed with a clear headspace. Other than that, I don't think
I got
really
one
anybody.
more.
Who?
I got one more.
Who?
Meek Mill. Get lost. Leave us alone. Don't
but he don't come out every year anyway, though.
He don't need to come out another year. How about that? How about you do us a favor and get lost?
I just thought of one too.
Again, I'm just facetiously saying that I really do appreciate the other things that Meek Mill does. I feel like he's over rapping, as we could tell with that last album. It was crap. One real, as you guys heard when we rated it. But I do think that Meek Mill has a lot to contribute to our culture outside of music. I feel like that he's been put in positions to where he can push a lot of stuff forward to be very important to our culture moving forward. And I like to see him explore those things. He obviously don't like rapping no more.
I'm going to tell you who needs to sit this one out too, and it's Bobby Shmurda. He need to sit this one out. Reason being, because he before he went in, he wasn't that nice. He got out, he still isn't that nice, but there's very high expectations because there's fond memories of the dance and the Vine videos and all that. Times have changed, dude. The landscape of New York sound has changed. It's drill now. And there's some talented people coming out of there. Like, you're not out rapping Fabio. He not even out rapping his man Rowdy. Like, so go back in that nigga needs to disappear. Remember when who was it? Saweetie went to the boot camp? Yeah. Bobby Shmurda needs to go to a rap boot camp, dude, and learn how to and master that New York sound that's hot right now, and just get nice at that. Because the little singles he tried to put out, dude, like the First Day Out or whatever the fuck it was called, and then the Shmoney were trying to use the Quavo cheat code. Like, no, bro, no, you're gonna get exposed, dude. And I don't want Bobby Shmurda to get exposed. I want him to capitalize off of how he held it down and didn't tell and was a solid human being. Capitalize off that, but go in the lab with a producer, one of them drill producers, dude, and perfect the sound, dude. He has not done that yet. And it may take a year. Just do that. 9 months at least.
That nigga been in rap boot camp for the last 5 years. And nigga couldn't get better in jail, man. I don't know what much more he gonna be able to do. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know if he gonna be able to do anything else. No, but yeah, that makes sense though. Like going in there with some, like just taking it more serious.
Yeah,
like you said, you got off
right now,
the hot nigga shit. Like you got off the hot nigga shit. Now just take your craft more serious. Roddy always been a better rapper, but that's true. Like you said, since you got niggas like Fabio now that just they okay, but that sauce that they put on it,
right,
take them to another level. Right, that was Bobby Shmurda game. The sauce that I put on it is what made me famous. But now that sauce is like the hottie sauce.
It's expired, nigga.
Yeah, that sauce just ain't.
That was a limited time only, nigga.
Yeah, it ain't spicy enough.
Who absolutely has to come out though?
Absolutely needs to drop this year. Your man's. I'll start with Drake. 100%. He was not satisfied with this album. As you could tell, it still did what Drake is gonna do. I still think I'm still holding out hope as a hip-hop fan that Drake has that album that still blows us the fuck away. He has good albums. He may even have a classic. But I feel like the Drake is one of those artists who can give you a thriller, a Good Kid, Mad City, a Blueprint, a Reasonable Doubt, still Illmatic. He still got one of those in him, and I just think that if he locks in and gives us whatever he needs to do that, 12 track straight rap mixing it, however he got to do it. I don't even need it to be all rap anymore. Like people used to say they need an all rap. Like I just need it to be a fire ass thriller album, something of that nature, because I feel like that he's got it in him and he really wants to get it out. And he knew that CLB wasn't it. And I think that midway through that CLB, he felt like that he wanted to give us that finally in his career. And he was like, okay, I got to give you this first. So Drake,
that's fair.
Here's one you weren't expecting. And I was sitting here thinking about it, and I would love a posthumous Nipsey album. Done correctly. Hit Boy, like we were talking about earlier, Dre, let him get in there. The GTA drop with Dr. Dre and Nipsey is what made me think of this.
Yeah.
And we never really got to see Nipsey eat with those like super producers.
He didn't get there yet, bro.
He didn't get there. Victory Lap was supposed to be is what put him in the lab with Dre and Hit Boy and all of these people that were making these waves. So I love a collective of the best producers taking some of Nipsey verses that we haven't heard. Maybe even some that we have from way back in the day or whatnot, as long as they can make it sound good and don't give us no Tupac shit or anything like that, but someone behind it creatively that will really represent Nip still, I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear that. The other one's Reason, the aforementioned, we talked about him earlier in the show, had me on the mind. I ain't falling into that Kendrick Lamar trap this year with TDE. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Staying away from it, far away from it. So I feel like the next person for me in line, I love Reason. I don't feel like that he's put out his key project yet. I feel like that he's teetering on the verge also. I feel like this year he could be able to do that. So I'm looking forward to hearing from Reason. And the last one is Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I feel like Jay-Z could give us something, hit us over the head this year, something nice to go off of the 444. And like you said, he stays abreast of what's going on and kind of give us his input in the game right now. I'd love to hear that, but I'm an old nigga. Most people probably wouldn't. You have anybody?
Yeah, I do. And I have no doubt that this will come out. But that Currency and Jermaine Dupri, that needs to come out immediately.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we don't
one on my list.
Do not tease us with the little studio sessions y'all had and then get high and accidentally delete all the files off the hard drive. We don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah.
Drop that project, give it its proper rollout. Go ahead and load that merch up too, because I'm gonna be ready. Because if I hear something on there, nigga, it's getting copped. So go ahead. Do not think that we forgot about that.
Definitely haven't forgotten.
Jermaine Dupri got this vegan ice cream. And okay, cool. That's great. Don't forget about that goddamn Currency on that hard drive, though, nigga. Like, let's go ahead and cue that on up, dude. We know how Currency move. It's already done. It's already ready. Go ahead and put it out, dude. That's number one. Number two, Pusha T. This is my last year asking about Pusha T album. It's my last year, and I'm done.
I'm over the Pusha T, Kendrick Lamar. Fuck that.
I haven't given up hope. That King Push, produced by Pharrell, Kanye, Jesus, whoever the fuck he has on the boards. We need that project that you've been teasing for the last 3 years. I need it in 2022, or I don't want it at all. Like, if we don't get that King Push, then he can go ahead and hang it up. Dude. He can cut his braids, just get you a regular little fade, nigga, and just go chill off somewhere in the beach in Virginia Beach or wherever the fuck, dude, or in Hollywood or wherever the hell you live now, dude, and just trash the album off the hard drive if we don't get that by December 31st. I thought the Jay-Z was interesting. I don't think he needs to drop, but I think it would be good to have. I think it's time. Let me say, I think enough time has passed since his full body of work to where people would hear Jay again.
Every couple of years, you got to reassert yourself as the dominant big dog. I feel like that's what he could do.
Agreed.
One more too. You spoke about this a little bit earlier, and I love to see how it sounds now. Tyler, the creator, teased it a little bit this year. I like a DJ Drama album. Not the ones that he did like a real like old school DJ Drama mixtape sort of album, steal something from Khaled and use those relationships and make something where you talking over it too. Like, I think that would be very retro, could open up a new lane for maybe new artists, new DJs and shit like that. I think that would be fire if he could get the right artist on it.
I ain't mad at that. Real quick before we get to some of these most anticipated projects that are on deck to drop, one more that I really don't want to hear that is actually supposed to come out is Puff. We good, Puff. We good. We don't need no new music. We don't need no dirty money. We don't need no Puff Daddy in the family. We don't need a Diddy. We don't need no we don't need that. No money making Mitch too. We don't need that, bro. It's cool. Puff, you the man.
If we could get Revolt on Xfinity or AT&T or DirecTV, that would be awesome. Puff.
That need to be his focus, dude.
We would love that. That would be awesome instead of an album. If we could get Revolt going nationwide and in every home, that would be awesome. Yeah. Way bigger for the culture than the album. I promise you that.
Or hey, if you want to revamp Bad Boy and you done found some talented niggas over here, over there, maybe even a Bad Boy resurgence would be okay. Like, I'm cool with that. Just Puff doesn't need to make an album, though. We cool on it.
Would you watch Making the Band in 2022?
Absolutely. Making the Band was a classic TV show.
You think he could do that? He tried to do that again, didn't he?
No, they did. They had auditions and COVID shut that shit down. Yeah. They had auditions for it. I don't know what the status is, but
that would be dope, though. I don't know if he could, because we talked about it a little bit on here.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if he could insert himself like he did on the original version, but if he did with social media and stuff now, that would be fire.
Yeah, they had auditions in there. They had auditions in Atlanta. That shit crazy.
Really?
Yeah. I went. Now I'm bullshitting.
Just played the drums, didn't you?
On to the list of albums that these aren't confirmed, but they're in the pipeline. There's a couple on here that's interesting. You know what? I see a name on here that I feel absolutely has to drop, and I'll go ahead and start with her. Cardi B has to come out too. She has to do something, man. It's been a while since she dropped her joint. She threw a single out here, a single out there. Before the game passes her up, she needs to drop something.
No.
You don't want to wait too long on the sidelines.
No, she good. She
I don't
can
believe
do
that.
makeup. Cardi's a name now. Like, she a brand. She don't even got to rap no more, really. She's in the Rihanna lane. I feel like she can go another clear. Well, she ain't there yet. Please excuse me, but she's going that way. She could take another year off, maybe two, to be honest. Yeah, Cardi's solidified. She's like, she got that much of a voice. Like, if 2 years from now she came back out, it would be a big deal.
Maybe. That's a long time from now. I'm gonna tell you who is on deck to come out. My boy Freddie Gibbs, sold separately. That is on the way. We know that that's coming. Definitely ready for that.
His soul still at prime 131.
Oh my God.
Jim Jones got his soul. Jim Jones working out with that nigga soul. Nigga was bench pressing his soul in New York.
The aforementioned Fabio, the Bible, anticipated. And then look at Future, man. Monster 2 and Hendrix 2.
No. I'm good. You know what, man? I was talking with somebody about that. I really missed the Future wave, man. Well, I don't know if it was here in the house, here that we were talking about it. I was just discussing with someone, but like when Future was hot, I was out of it. I wasn't in the clubs and in places that were banging Future's music anymore.
Oh, you talking about what, like March Madness? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about like the monster Future. I ain't talking about like what is that? Astronaut status. I ain't talking about that.
Okay, that's early.
I'm talking about after that, like Monster, 56 Nights. Like, it was
PS2.
I wasn't out enjoying that like you should have been enjoying it. So that's why Future don't rank as high for me. But I was
still out. Nah, niggas, we was out in 2014.
You weren't. I'm sorry. No, I said enjoying it like you should be enjoying it is what I'm saying. Like, it's you got to be in a certain position to enjoy Future music, and it's just sometimes it ain't like that. Who else did I see on here, man, that I wanted to mention real quick though? Future, the Hendrix 2, Freddie Gibbs.
Lil Baby do Lamborghini boys.
The Lil Baby is definitely due out. He's one of the people that I would expect this year to kill it and really take that next step, being the hottest in the game, but also providing music as the hottest in the game is a different thing. So that's something that he should live up to and come in and solidify himself there. Did you see this? Kendrick Lamar has a name?
Yeah, we talked about that. You didn't believe it the first when I said that.
What is it? Say Oklahoma? What the
Oklahoma.
fuck does that say?
Oklahoma. Said that before. He's got the website up with the little file and shit. Man, listen.
Okay.
Drop the goddamn album, dude.
Yeah, just drop it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wayne, I don't care what the name is, dude. I don't care what the cover is. I don't care what the name is. Just drop the shit, dude. It could be called album. Who cares?
Yeah, that would be a fire concept though, just to call it album.
He could do that.
Your boy Wayne got 3 albums coming out this year.
I'm scared.
The Carter 6, Dedication 7, and I'm Not a Human Being. I have to think that these are just files that are somewhere laid away that they just found.
Like, that Dedication 7 is supposed to come out with drama. You wanted drama? Here's your drama. Allegedly,
maybe a song. They just throwing people on this list. Obviously, Ludacris has an album coming out.
Yeah, who knows? They got Dre Detox on this list. Like, come on, bro. It's been on the coming this year list for the last 15 years, dude.
Remy Ma is on this list, which is interesting. We didn't get to talk. Did we talk about her?
It's not
saying no one wanted to call her for features because she murders everybody. Did we talk about that?
No.
Did you see that clip?
No.
She said women are scared to call her because she'll kill them, and then essentially men too, because
literally,
yeah,
Remy will shoot your motherfucking ass for sure. That's a fact.
She said she's just better than every woman. So, and she says that every woman knows that, so no one calls her for a feature.
That's cap. Sway Lee is an interesting person on here. Sway Lee has an album called Human Nature, which is low-key disrespectful. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson. And so I can only imagine what this sounds like, but Sway Lee has been comfortable for a while now. I don't know if niggas is ready to hear that.
Yeah, I'm good. Tory Lanez and Chris Brown. That seems like it's right up your
alley. That's gotta be a joke. These niggas trying to get banned from the earth, dude. These niggas are trying to, what's it called? Cancel? Man, what the fuck? Damn, it's right here. Tory Lanez and Chris Brown to be announced. That's crazy.
Fuck, man.
Shit.
Talking about breaking the internet.
These niggas, they pushing the line, dude.
Ooh, shit. That's funny, man. I do want to hear that Vince Staples Ramona Park Broke My Heart. I feel like that's gonna be fire.
That's gonna be dope.
Fire if he stayed in that lane from Vince Staples. I want to hear that.
That's gonna be dope. I need it to be longer than 9 tracks, though.
Yes, 100%. I feel like that's his version of Good Kid, Mad City.
What about, before we get out of here, what about that last T.I.? Allegedly Kill the King is his last album.
Stop. Same thing with Ross. Yeah, same thing with Ross.
That Libra was banging, though.
It was. That was like, how long ago was it? 2 years ago? A year?
That was 2020. Well, yeah, damn, 2 years ago. God damn.
Shit.
2022, that's nuts.
It is.
I'm here for that.
I'm still on the fence. You're right. Like T.I. always got interesting stuff to say. T.I. know how to make music still. It may not be as popular as it used to be. Yeah, okay. You sold me.
He's got to treat it like a real last album, though. Don't just say it's your last album to build interest. Put that thought into how you're putting it together. Yeah. That's how he can make it fire. Like, that should be dope.
Similar to I'm Serious. Like, you could tell I'm Serious was a debut album. From the first track to the last track. I still ain't forgave myself the skits. I agree. Yep. If you tell you this is his last album, he goes into it like that and takes time with each track and makes it a true send-off for the king, then yeah, let's do that.
Guys, let us know who you are looking forward to. Who are some of your anticipated projects? LL Cool J GOAT 2?
It was a GOAT 1?
Yeah. Verses got old niggas thinking they can put out new music. Like, bro, just do the verses, flex your old joints, give us some nostalgia for the night for an hour and a half, and keep it moving. We don't need no new music. None.
What about that Wiz Cereal Milk?
Wiz new songs is slick banging though. Like, it sound like old Wiz.
It do. I ain't mad at that.
But I don't know about a whole album though. And what does Cereal Milk mean? Like, come on, bro. What is that? Fuck out of here.
It's a weed strain.
Really?
Yes. Strain of weed. Keep up.
Hey, weed niggas run out of ideas, dude. Cereal Milk.
Still coming.
The fuck?
That's fire though. You gotta think about what cereal milk is though.
Niggas running out of ideas, dude.
Nah, you gotta smoke the strain. You'll understand then. Nah. Get you in there.
Next niggas gonna be smoking NFTs and shit.
Facts. see you Wiz with the weed and FTs. I can see that coming.
And what we got for these wins and losses, dude?
Losses. Jinx. All right, wins and losses. An L to this lady who was at a Nelly video shoot. No, not an L for being in a Nelly video shoot in 2022. But there was a bag of money that was found. She found it. It had $300,000 in it. She was being a good Samaritan and returned it to Nelly and the people who were shooting the video. They were so gracious of her being a good Samaritan. They gave her $100.
Hey, man, this is what I'm telling you, man. First of all, you lost me at Nelly music video. That's first off. I'm barely listening past that point. If I return first of all, hey Nelly, you lucky I ain't find it.
Fam, you would lucky anyone on earth didn't find that besides this lady.
You would have found the bag, but nigga, that motherfucker would have been empty as fuck though. Nigga, them 300 bands would have been. Nigga, you'd have found the bag for sure.
Man, bro, by the time that they knew I was gone with that 300K, nigga, they singing whatever they singing in St. Louis, bro. I would have been fucking back in Atlanta, nigga.
Yeah, nah, it's a wrap.
300,000 cash.
It's a wrap. Nelly said that was cap though.
He said it wasn't true.
He said he claimed.
Yeah, of course, he said it wasn't true. Cheap ass.
He said I didn't lose shit. I don't know what bag or whose bag they're talking about, but it damn sure wasn't mine.
So who's 300,000 was it?
He trying to say he ain't got them 300.
Yeah, okay.
He might be looking out on some tax shit, some IRS shit.
Nelly like what? 300 in cash? Not me. What y'all talking about? All right, man. The next one we got to Eric Elliott. Eric Elliott. If you're wondering who he is, he sold his rights to the hit record All the Way Up for $5,000, and he lost the lawsuit to get more money.
Hey, they said he signed the paperwork at an IHOP to get $5,000 off of the French Montana and Fat Joe All the Way Up, dude. 5 bands. He said he felt intimidated. He tried to sue again to get more. And
see, I don't feel sorry for niggas like that, bro. Like, come on, my nigga. You was in a bad position. This is a life-changing thing for you, 5,000. You didn't know if it was gonna make it or not. You know, you sold it, my nigga. I ain't no going to court feeling intimidated. You want to see intimidation, nigga? I was French. I send them goons over there, nigga. That's some intimidation for your ass for making me waste my time, nigga. Take these 5 racks.
Just for the record, that song peaked at number 27, and it spawned like 6 or 7 different remixes.
Over under the $1 million made off that song.
Way over.
Okay.
Way.
Does Eric Elliott have the right to be upset?
And excuse me, it peaked at number 9. I'm sorry.
Do you think Eric Elliott has the right to be upset?
He should be upset with himself. Okay.
Legally, does he have legally? Do you think?
Oh no, it's all right. It's over with, bro. You can do all that talking of how it felt when you were sitting there and nigga, you were sweating over your little pancakes. And man, is this your signature, sir? Yeah, but all right, case closed.
Cool. You sound right here. Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Next W before we get out of here is to Moneybagg Yo. He said he is done with the codeine in 2022. Do you believe it?
Yeah, he used it for his single, the Waukesha, made a hit off of it. Now all of a sudden he's done with it. Get that Waukesha some more spins, and then he's out. I guess that's good. I'm hearing the long-term effects of codeine is not really a positive thing on your appearance.
Heroin. Yeah, it's heroin.
Yeah, there you go. So that's why I never tried it, even though it sounds delicious, but I am good.
Hopefully he sticks to it. We hear this a lot with guys that get stuck to it, and then you see him with a cup again. So hopefully he sticks to it, man, because again, the health detriments are.
I be thinking most niggas ain't even really drinking that shit. They just be having a cup for the look. I'm gonna be real.
Hopefully.
Shout out to Young LA, man. Young LA, he's somewhere still drinking that shit right now, though.
Yeah, they was pulling up when we shot those documentaries. But hopefully, you're right. Like, hopefully niggas is capping. It's capping they rap and they not hooked to this shit like they claiming they are. Because
man,
it's tough shit. Like, you seen Dope Sick. Same thing, just in a liquid form.
Damn. Let's go to On Deck of the Week, man. Shout out to Vontae on Instagram. left us a message
That's
and had a dope show suggestion, man. What up, Chris and Lou? Long-time listener. Keep doing y'all thing. Y'all definitely helped me get through these Wednesdays. I had a show idea, piggybacking about what y'all were talking about, but for March Madness brackets. Y'all can have artists' best albums go up against each other. I say Wayne's best album is Carter 3, but just an idea. Appreciate y'all. Do y'all hard work. Y'all hard work don't go unnoticed. Keep up the good work. Like MJ said, the ceiling is the roof. That got to be one of the slowest quotes ever. Laugh out loud. So a March Madness bracket with taking artists' best albums up against each other. I'm not mad at that.
I like that. I think we can do that this March Madness. Maybe we do the catalog discussion before or after that.
The catalog discussion, to fill people in, you said in the group chat that T.I. has one of the best discographies.
Top 10 discography in rap. Get it right. Don't sugarcoat it.
No, that's fair.
T.I. Clifford Harris has a top 10 discography in rap.
So at some point we will be doing a discography, conversation about where they're ranking and all of that stuff. And then that could lead into the march of taking the best albums from that and pitting them up against each other. I love that. Shout out to Devontae. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And you guys don't go unnoticed and listen. We definitely appreciate that. What's your put on for this week, AB?
I had a put on. This week.
Are you retiring, AB? The people want to know, since what Antonio Brown did, or are you going to mimic that and walk off set or something? Take your shirt off and shit.
I might retire, AB. He running the block high, man. He got me in a bad light. I don't like that. But no, I got to put on. I guess I'll go with the movies this week, man. Scream 5, I believe is the 5th one. I'm all in with the Scream franchise. Who?
I thought it was just a reboot, or is it like the 5th?
It's the 5th one. Technically they just calling it Scream, which is kind of weird. But I'm here for that though. So count me in. The last one was surprisingly good. When you get to the start of the 3rd and 4th of movies, you kind of like, eh. But the last one, Scream 4, is actually kind of fire. They always they're smart with their scary movies. They're not traditional slashers. They break that 4th wall. And so it's pretty cool. So I'm here for that. That's my put on. I'm gonna check that out. I'll let y'all know if it's whack or not.
It's only one of those that's not really good, right? Like,
was it 3?
3 was, yeah. And it was,
I think 3 might have been some mid.
3 was, they was doing way too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other ones were good. Yep, I'm definitely in there like booty hair on the premiere date for that Scream. My put on for the week on the Showtime app, Oliver Stone, renowned filmmaker. He has a brand new documentary out revisiting the assassination of JFK. When I was in the 7th grade, I will never forget this. I had a science teacher that took 2 weeks off of the curriculum. He pulled out the projector and showed us breakdowns of the JFK assassination. It always taught me to think outside of the box and shit. This shit revisited what they were thinking about the assassination, gave you some more details. This shit is fire, but I've always been interested in it. But people that know Oliver Stone know he does his thing. So definitely check that out on the Showtime app. It's called Revisiting JFK. And he has an interview on Joe Rogan talking about it, and he's bodying that too, talking about American conspiracy theories and stuff. Killing.
Oh yeah, because they say it was a more than one shooter.
Yes, and they were interviewing someone, like they were talking to the people. Man, the most fire part is they found the lady that worked at the book repository, and well, they found 3 ladies that worked there, and one of the ladies, when she heard the shot, was running up the back steps, and she would have had to run into the killer, Oswald, but she said she didn't see anybody on those back steps. And then there was another lady that corroborated her story. That was her supervisor. They said, yes, she went to the bathroom. And then there was another lady that they found that was walking up the steps with her. And they struck all 3 of their testimonies from the record on the official report that they did for some reason and acted like it didn't exist. It's some dope ass information in there, dude.
Interesting.
Fire.
I'll check that out, man. Oliver Stone ain't really had a dope movie in a minute. I'm gonna be real.
Not yet, but the documentary he had on about America and the different stuff and like how America was built, I think some shit like that. That was pretty good.
I'm definitely here for that, man. Guys, we appreciate you tapping in. You already know how we get down. YouTube.com/OnDeckTV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Do that right now while you're still listening to the kid. And make sure you follow us and comment at On Deck TV Show on Instagram. Anything else before we get out of here?
Absolutely not, man. We appreciate you guys tapping in the On Deck TV Show.
We out.